Finding friends can be hard enough as it is. Now, you add ABDL, DL into the mix, and you just increase that factor by about 1,000. In fact, sometimes I think it's easier to find a unicorn than it is to find somebody in the ABDL community. And finding an ABDL friend who will at some point be a romantic interest and maybe be a caregiver, or a little for you, well, now you're talking about finding a needle in a hayfield. Some people are just shy when it comes to meeting new people. Some people have social anxiety to meeting new people. And some people just have too high of standards. So meeting people when you're shy. Being shy can be a blessing, yet a curse, both at the same time. In your head, you're saying, I'm going to say hi to the next person that walks by. But in reality, the next person walks by, says hi, and you pee your pants. I know, I've been there. Like the old saying, the best way to beat your fears is to face your fears. Remember, fortune favors the bold. Like I've said in the past, as a child, I was very, 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 very shy. I would want to make friends. I would do in my head, the entire scenario would go through. But as soon as the person got close enough, I would start having all those emotions coming through. Oh, what if I say something stupid? What if they don't like me? Oh, they look deep in thought. I don't want to be rude and bother them. And then the ultimate hits. Oh shit, they're staring at me. What, do I got something hanging out my nose? Is my zipper down? What's going on? Yep. All these are the emotions. And so you don't say hi, they walk by, and you end up regretting it later. I wish I could say the words that you need to hear to overcome your shyness. Unfortunately, it's a battle that you have to fight on your own. I can be here for moral support. I'll support you, but unfortunately, it is something that you have to overcome on your own. Facing your fears can be horrifying, scary, your heart's just pounding out of your chest. But again, remember, fortune favors the bold, so go for it. Just throw yourself out there. Social anxiety, on the other hand, that's one I'm not going to go too much into depth because I don't want to pollute whatever, if you're seeing a therapist, I don't want to pollute whatever they're telling you or advice they're giving you. So social anxiety is another reason people have a hard time making friends, and we'll just leave it at that. And if you're in therapy, good for you. In my opinion, the biggest reasons people don't make friends or don't find friends is their standards are too high. We as human beings want to find people that are just like us, who have the same ideas as us, who have a lot of things in common with us. We don't want to learn anything new, so we just go with default to what we find interesting. And other factors within finding a friendship is age, height and weight, looks, intelligence. Add a few others that you'd like to add in. I myself prefer people who are kind of different than me in some form or fashion. I don't want somebody who's going to agree with everything I think or going to agree with my opinion all the time. I don't judge a friendship on anything other than character. Is that friend going to be there when I need them? Are they going to respect me as a person and as a human being? If there's a no in any of these, then I don't want to be friends with them. I only want to be friends with people who are going to be there when needed. And it's rare that you need them, but remember the old saying, a friend in need is a friend indeed. I had a friend of mine who was single. She put herself on one of those dating apps. So I asked her, I said, what are you looking for? Now to hear her say it, she's just looking for an average person. Her standards aren't too high or too low. However, what I heard was she was looking for a Greek god. She wanted somebody to challenge her intellectually. So to make a long story short, I told her, how can you find somebody who's going to challenge you intellectually when you already think you're the smartest person on the planet? That didn't go over very well. That's why I said I used to have a friend. The point is we are our own worst enemy. We don't look at the person. We're more looking at the standards that we have. I mean, let's look at social media, for example. Let's look at Twitter. Look at the person's account, look at who they follow, opposed to who follows them. And that'll give you a rough idea of people searching for standards, not for the person. And I'm not innocent from this. I've found myself doing it too. I've been working on Twitter. It's taken me a while because, I have other things that I have to get to, adult things that I have to do. And but I'm trying to correct that problem. I'm going through all the people who are following me on Twitter and, accepting and following some of them and so forth. Because it's the right thing to do. And in my defense, I don't follow people who have a lot of pornographic stuff on there. I don't want to see somebody getting pounded. Why do I want to see that on my Twitter feed? So a lot of times I'll unfollow them or won't follow them if I see a lot of that stuff on there. Sometimes we learn more about life from people who are different than us. I like to have debates with friends. Sometimes I change their opinion, sometimes they change mine. And sometimes we just both agree that we have a difference of opinion, and that's fine. My brother and I, for example, we didn't see eye to eye politically at all. I mean, he thought Cheeto was the greatest president ever. So we both agreed not to talk about politics because that was a sore spot between the two of us. Something that makes me laugh is being on an ABDL site and the people's profile saying, "Looking for friends around my age so we have more in common." This one I can kind of overlook. I think it's the wrong way of thinking, but I can totally understand it. It's the ones that say, "Looking to make friends. I am open-minded and will talk to anyone." Then comes the demands. Of course, I'm putting it in my own words. You need to look like me, be within 5 years of me, have a twink body, be young, don't be old, etc., etc., etc. I'm wondering when hi translated to let's go fuck. I'm wondering when that happened. Because I said hi to a few people I was on Diaper Boys for a while. I deleted my account because it was annoying. But I said hi to somebody. I sent an email to them, a message to them saying hi. And they come back with this whole paragraph of the reasons why they don't want to talk to me. And none of it had any sense whatsoever, but apparently me saying hi to them meant let's go fuck. Even though they lived in, I think it was New Jersey, and I live in Arizona. But yet that translated to let's go have sex. So to summarize, friendship should be based on character, should be based on merit. It should never be based on age. It should never be based on intelligence, height or weight, male or female. It should never be based on anything other than merit and character. I know the whole statement of, I want somebody closer to my age so we have more in common. You would actually be surprised at how much the Gen X, millennials, and Gen Zs have in common. My roommate, for example, the other day, he was at work. Well, I guess for me, the other day could have been, 3 or 4 months ago. But he was at work, and he was listening to one of the newer songs. And one of the people in their 20s that work with him came up, and they were shocked that he liked the music. What? Because he's in his 50s, he's supposed to like classical music? Which brings a very interesting point that I'll just make really quick. On Star Trek, on the new, the Next Generation, for example, have you ever noticed how rock and country never exist? Rap didn't exist. It's all play some smooth jazz. I don't understand it. I really don't. But back on topic. When I was 19, I had a friend of mine who was 69 years old. And he taught me so much about life that it was just phenomenal. And no, there wasn't no sexual involved. I was with Andrew at the time. I was hopelessly devoted to Andrew. But he just taught me so much about life. It was absolutely incredible. A lot of the things I've learned in my life have been from older people. It was an actual amazing friendship. So open your ears and open your eyes, and you just might learn something. But with everything I talk about on my videos, it's up to you. You do what you do. You do what fits your life best. So like, subscribe, comment if you must, and until the next video, be blessed.